Hi everyone, long time no see since I've done a channel update. So I just wanted to have a little chat with anyone that wants to hear it about what I've been up to and what can you expect from me for the next few weeks. It's been a busy time. I have a lot going on behind the scenes that isn't sort of shown on my channel. Obviously, I am a therapist, so I am working with individual clients, with groups, writing new training courses. And I've been very, very busy helping people and their animals of all species. You can book consults with me on my catherineedwards.live page, but I will warn you, it's really hard for me to keep up to date with the online calendar. So what I'm saying to people now is book a slot. Sorry, I've just been outside and there's a bit of pollen in my eyes, so hence me rubbing my face a lot. So what I'm saying to people, if people want to actually book some consults, please just go on there and choose one, but please don't be surprised if I have to change the time for you, because it's virtually impossible to keep up to date with the slots going and different things going in. So it's been a mixed bag. Last week we had to say goodbye to one of our beloved dogs, Star. She was 16 and a half. She was absolutely beautiful, a really important member of our family. And over the last 2 years, I, like many others, have lost quite a lot of loved ones. So I have lost my father, a horse, a dog, and 4 cats, all of which have been quite old, but it doesn't make it any easier. And during this time, you know, what I really try and do, and what I'm continuing to try and do, is try and take responsibility for myself. Yes, it is a circle of life, but we all have our things to deal with. And as one thing I'd like to say to people is, at times like this, you don't know what other people are going through, and kindness is really, really important. We talk a lot about the great awakening, about people waking up, etc. But what does that really mean to you as an individual? And, you know, yes, anyone who's watching my channel is going to be very aware. They're going to be aware that we've been lied to about so many aspects of what's going on in our world. And that's great. But the awakening process for a lot of us takes a while, and actually takes some work, some individual work, not sitting there just listening to other people. Yes, research and taking on board other people's opinions is really, really part of the process, and that's really good. But very importantly, it takes working on ourselves. And the trinity of the mind, body, spirit they're all equally important. You know, we have to look at getting our physical vessel in balance, our mind in balance, our spirit in balance. And I'd just like to open it up to people and say, are you spending enough time on your own, whether you want to call it self-development, learning, evolution, balance? Are you spending enough time on your physical body, your emotional body, your spiritual body, and bringing them all into balance and alignment? Or is there an imbalance? Most of us have got an imbalance, and you know, the important thing is to recognize it and just be taking constant steps to bring it back in balance. You know, Bryce and I have done quite a few shows on meditation, on the doshas. You all know I'm very passionate about wellness, about empowering ourselves for our health, about being aware of what they might be doing to our air, our water, our earth, our food supplies, with all the sprays, the chemical contamination. But my focus is always like, yeah, I need to be aware of it, because if I'm not aware of it, I won't be taking protective action. But once I'm aware of it, my focus then really shifts and stays on what can I do about it. And with that, I take personal responsibility for what can I do for myself and my family. And also, I love sharing what I learn with other people. And if it resonates you, please do take it. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's absolutely fine. You'll find other people that do. So moving forward, wellness, mind, body, spirit, is going to be a more important phase of what I'm going to be talking about, and sharing really good chats with different people, which will open up different solutions, ideas, perspectives to all empower us as individuals to do whatever we can to live our longest, happiest, most fulfilling lives. And, you know, for those of us that have children, elderly people, animals that we're responsible for, it's even more important that we take on board that knowledge and learn as much as we can, both through learning from other people, other information sources, but very much learning for ourselves and learning to tune in with our own bodies, our own mind, our own spirit, so that we can be really conscious of what is working for us and what isn't. So whenever I start these channel updates, I go off target a bit, but really, yeah, you know, wellness and self-empowerment is so important to me. We do need to be aware and awake and conscious of what the challenges are that are being thrown at us, but we equally need to realize that there's so much we can do ourselves to protect ourselves and our loved ones and change things on a global level. But it always has to start with us. You know, we can't start be sorting out the world's problems if we're not sorting out our own, and never has that been truer than today. And I really hope that anyone listening to this is really putting themselves and what are they doing for their own development and protection at the top of the priority list, because if we all did that, then everything would shift just like that. So yeah, so it has been a tough couple of weeks, but you know what I'm doing is really in gratitude, making the most. We're, as a family, we're really, really grateful for how long we've had for all the humans and animals in our lives that are no longer with us in physical form, and really putting our love, attention and care into the lessons that they've taught us so that we can be better humans to the animals and the people that we are still currently sharing our lives with. And so I have been spending a lot of time out in the garden. You see some of my planting here. I've been doing a lot of gardening. I've been spending a lot of time with the animals. I've been spending a lot of time with my children. And also I've been spending a lot of time with myself and working on myself, educating myself, listening to myself, trying things out, seeing what works for me and seeing what doesn't. So that's more of the stuff that I will be sharing again. And like anything, some bits will resonate with you and some bits won't. But what I would ask people to do, not just with me on my channel and with other people that are commenting, but just in general, just to pause and take a moment to consider how you're responding to whatever information comes your way. And I'm not just talking about the YouTube audience, I'm just talking life in general, because we are all responsible for how we respond to what's thrown at us. And when we're looking at responding, are we looking at responding in a way that's positive and going to move us forward to our new earth, or are we falling back into old behavior patterns which make ourselves and others miserable and lower the vibration and step back into a blame culture? So that's something I think that we all need to be considering and just monitoring our own behavior on. I've just spent 2 days in London with meeting the brilliant Root community at the London Wellness Festival. And I went because Roots have been a really influential part of my life over the last year, because working in a community of people where everyone's passionate about helping other people is really, really inspiring. And as you know, I like to provide solutions, and I use the Root products for my animals, for myself. I recommend them to clients, and the results we've had have been amazing. So it was really, really special for me to go and be on their stand up at Olympia in London, meet them in person, which is always so much more fun than in Zoom, and meet loads. I met so many listeners in London. It was absolutely wonderful. We could give each other a hug. We could see each other in live. I could hear all your news. So I heard a lot of really inspiring news from people that were doing so much to actually create the new world that they wanted to do. So anyone who came and said, hi, thank you so much. I enjoyed meeting you all. I really can't tell you what a pleasure it was. And those of you that were sharing with me, you know who you are. I'm not saying names on here because I haven't got their permission to share their names. I forgot to ask before I did this. But those of you who are doing such amazing things, you know, standing on the roundabouts, handing out leaflets, you know, getting out in your communities and spreading awareness, however difficult that might be to you, I cannot tell you how much I applaud you. you've really restored my faith in human nature. Because quite honestly, I will be honest, I do see a lot of people looking for everyone else to do the work and not necessarily stepping up and always making excuses why they're not personally doing things. And some of the people I met this weekend really restored my faith. And I thought, yeah, you really are. And isn't it always the way? The ones that shout about it the least are normally doing the most. So what fun. I mixed some business with pleasure, and we had a lovely evening dinner as well. So I had fun with Alpa. Nick Van Yarman was there. The Root community, an amazing array of people that are really passionate about helping others restore their physical, emotional, and spiritual health. Most of you know that Charlie Ward's Great Awakening tour, it's called, but actually it's a day and a meet and greet in the evening. I think it's on the 8th of May. It is somewhere around the Birmingham area. The exact venue will be released nearer the time. Now, I was meant to be speaking at that, but I have actually had to pull out. Not because I'm not supporting it. I am absolutely sorry. I've really got a bit of pollen in my eye. Apologies for keep itching it. It's been such a beautiful day here. I've just come in from doing the horses and gardening. It's been beautiful. So Charlie's talk, I don't want to hear any negativity on here for that. For me, Charlie has been a big, big part of helping to wake everyone up. You know, do I believe everything he says? No. Do I think his heart is absolutely in the right place? And has he done more than probably most other people in getting the attention to where it needs and getting people thinking and asking different questions? And his resilience is amazing. And my experience with Charlie and his team is just nothing but positive. I would have loved to have been there, but I'm already committed a lot of work May to being other places. And I took a personal, very difficult decision because I would so love to be there and meet not only all of you, but also the other, you know, with what I don't know what you want to call us, people that have been speaking up through this that, you know, might be putting our faces in front of the screen. But I decided it was really important for me to set some boundaries and prioritize family time. Because I already have a really, really exciting and busy May. And this was just going to take me away from my 2- and 4-legged family just too much. So I will absolutely be there in spirit with everyone. I think it's a wonderful thing they're doing. But I feel quite pleased that, you know, I am on this occasion putting my family first and just making sure that I spend the time with them that they need, because as I said, I've got loads of exciting stuff coming up in May. So who am I going to be speaking to over the next couple of weeks? Continuing my Manifest book club. It's inside at the moment, my book, Manifest with Roxy Nafosi. Love it, love it, love it. I'm loving it because however much we know these things, it's so good to have reminders. And I'm loving the interaction I'm getting from people. People are sharing really good things with them. It's something that we can all go back and re-listen to whenever we want to. So I will be doing more book clubs moving forward. So feel free to write to me or message me with your suggestions. I will also be, tomorrow, I will be with David Zublik live on the Dark Outpost in the afternoon UK time. Really looking forward to that. He's amazing. We had a brilliant chat on his show a couple of weeks ago when I was on at the same time as Bryce from Esoteric Atlanta. And tomorrow afternoon, it's David and I, and we will be discussing, I'm sure, about all sorts of things. I'm also going to be speaking for the first time with Sherry Divband this week on Wednesday. I'm really looking forward to that. Most of you will know Sherry and the amazing work that she's doing with setting up sort of new schooling systems, the way that a completely new look on how we want our children to blossom and learn moving forward. And I have been speaking off camera with Sherry about how animals fit into that picture, because we're both massive animal lovers, and we know that creating and nurturing that bond between children and animals is such an important part of moving forward to our new future. So I'm really looking forward to speaking to Sherry about that on Wednesday. I will also be speaking to Danny Henderson, spiritual coach, Danny Henderson. We have such a laugh together. We get on so well. She's hysterical. And, you know, we're going to be doing more of our Lift You Up series, because this is genuinely what we do. You know, we really do. The people that I'm speaking to are people that I'm really good friends with now, and we really do lift each other up. We can talk through things that are concerning us and worrying us, and then we focus on what are we going to do about it. So Danny and I were going to be doing a talk today, but it was Easter Monday. I had my lovely mummy over for a lovely lunch and dog walks and playing with her dogs and my dogs, and lots of gardening because my mum can never sit still. She's so active. So Danny and I will be fitting that in later on in the week because Danny's been away this weekend as well. Darling Bryce from Esoteric Atlanta is having a very well-deserved break at the moment. So we will be back. We will let you know when we'll be back doing our coffee chats and our other chats. I will be speaking to Mark Atwood later on in the week, so that will be really great, and we will have another guest on with him. So watch this space for that. As you know, Mark is absolutely amazing. And I'm really excited. On Friday, I'm going to do another different chat with David Cohen. Now, this is David's idea. He's invited me on his show, so I'll be sharing that on my channel as well. And we're going to be sharing our experience about changing careers, drastically changing careers, because at this time it's made a lot of people think about what they really want to be doing with their lives. So David and I are going to be sharing some of our experience of how we've made massive career jumps personally, what we've learned, what we would do, what we'd change next time, etc. Because we've had a lot of people asking about that, and I think it's going to be really useful to share our experiences. Knowing David and I will speak about all sorts of other things as well. Lucy Davis and I have got some exciting things planned, so you watch this space for that as well. We've got some really fascinating topics that I think are really different that I really haven't heard anyone else talking about. So watch this space. They will be coming up very soon, and all sorts of other people as well. So I'm really happy to have suggestions as well from you. So if you've got other things that you want, guests who you want me to interview, things you want to hear talking about, please do let me know, and I'm really happy to consider all suggestions. My book is coming along really well. I'm loving that process. That's really, really exciting. So you'll be hearing more about that in the next couple of months. So where are we at? What else did I want to say? I think now we've got lots of things to talk about. Lots of people are talking about Code London Bridge, and is that about to be announced soon? The one thing I'm really doing, and I'm just going to share it with you again, take if it resonates, is I am really, really focusing on, as usual, my own health, my own lifestyle. We've done so much work in the garden, doing lots of work in the house, lots of family time. And I am really, really concentrating on really living in the moment. I got distracted there because Idris is just leaping about and playing, and that's so cute, my lovely cat Idris. So I really, really hope, and I do really hope, I'm not trying to project my thoughts, but I really hope all of you watching this are really living your best lives now. Yes, the best is yet to come, we might say. Yes, there's exciting things coming. Excitement can mean lots of things. Excitement can be good and bad. But there's nothing more important than enjoying the right here, right now. And yes, it sounds like a cliche, but as I started off with, I have lost a lot of loved ones throughout this process, and I'm certainly not alone. We all have. Just this weekend, another beloved family member has unfortunately died as well. And, you know, really, really sad to see that, when sudden unnecessary decline and the effect that's having on loved ones. And you know, we're so lucky to be here. We're so lucky to be here. I'm really loving focusing on what I have got, what I do want to do. And it's that fine balance, isn't it, about focusing on creating our future, but really spending most of our time being right here, right now. So share how that's working for you. But it's going back to basics. I'm so over this. When this happens, I'll do this. I mean, I've never really been that type of person anyway, but I can slip into it. And of course, I've been waiting for news of certain things, like all of us have. But it's never stopped me back from doing what I wanted to be doing right here, right now. And I've learned a huge amount about myself over the last couple of years, and I'm continuing to do so. And yeah, of course, I do some things very differently. But I'm enjoying the journey. I'm really, really enjoying the journey, and I'm really making the most of it. And I really hope the same for all of you. So you know where to find me now. I spoke to a lot of people this weekend at the wellness shop at Olympia. It is really frustrating. You do know how restricted and how sensitive we are on this platform. So there's so much we can't say. I'm about everyone that's on there. So please, please go to my www.catherineedwards.life. All the links are always in the little description box below the video. And depending what device you're looking on, sometimes there's a little down arrow below the video. So not in the comments, you'll find all the links, because I can put things in my newsletter and on my Telegram channel that I cannot share on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, etc. I don't want to lose any more channels. I've worked really, really hard doing what I'm doing, and enjoyed every minute of it. But, you know, there's no point if you're not learning lessons along the way. And I've lost enough accounts over the last 2 years on various channels to realize that I've got to be a little bit more sensible. So please do, if you want some of the more controversial health stuff that I cannot talk about on here, I've got my Rumble, I've got my BitChute, I've got 2 Telegram channels that are linked below, Catherine Edwards Life and Catherine Edwards Health. And please, please sign up to my newsletter. We do not spam people, but I can share things on there, including opportunities. As I've got some brilliant new wellness solutions I'm going to be introducing you to. I'm doing this to give people options. Again, just take what resonates and don't, because every single person watching this is in a different position, time-wise, financially wise, health challenge wise, for themselves and their loved ones. So just because something doesn't resonate with you doesn't mean that it's not going to be used to other people. And I am so fussy who I talk to on that. So we've got some great ones coming up on that. So anyone who's listened to this long, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for all you're doing at an individual level. As I said, I'm so hoping that there's going to be more events coming up. I'm hoping this is going to be the first of, say, the ones that Charlie arranges, because he's brilliant at arranging things like that. But hopefully the rest of us will soon, because meeting in person is really special and really important. And it's really given me the much needed sort of energy boost I needed. There's some fantastic people around. There really are. I've always preferred animals in a lot of ways to people because they're so authentic. But I am realizing there's a lot of us nice humans around as well. So I hope you've had a magical Easter weekend. I hope you're enjoying yourself wherever you are. I hope you've got good friends that you can reach out to. And thank you for being on this journey for me and watching. And please do contact me with any suggestions you've got. You can find me on Instagram, or someone keeps setting up face accounts on Instagram. Hopefully it's obvious to you. So you're getting a message saying it's selling a reading. You know it's not me. Block the account, because I would never do that. But I'm sure you all know the score now. You have to laugh that some people waste their time doing such ridiculous things. So come find me. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to hear about. Most importantly, let me know how you are doing. And onwards and upwards, guys. We're getting there. We're really getting there. Have a brilliant evening, everyone. And thanks for watching.